Politicizing COVID is a mistake. And the reason that it's a mistake is that viruses don't know whether you are red or blue. Viruses don't care whether you're red or blue. Viruses don't care about a re-election cycle. They don't care one iota about TV deals, sponsorship deals, merchandise deals, draft priority, slotting, free agency. They don't care. A virus's job is to attach itself to whatever it can to live, survive, and thrive, not unlike what we do. But yet, you can always find a doctor to say something that is in the best interests of the people he or she serves. How this worked in baseball is the following. And I was a quarter guilty of this. There's a big category in baseball that is for sale. There's an automotive category. You get a car deal. You want to go with the company that's going to give your scouts cars, that's going to give your executive cars. You want to go with the car deal with a company that's going to give you some cash, but a really nice car for you to drive. Then you get a banking sponsor. You want to go with the bank who's going to lend your owner money. You want to go with a bank who's going to lend you money to help build a stadium. You want to go with a bank who's going to do your banking as a team and personally for reduced fees, if not no fees. There's another category. It's called the sports medicine provider category. It's a 7-figure category. It is very common for teams to do deals with medical providers where part of the deal is that medical provider will be a sponsor of the team in return for saying they're the official sports medicine provider for the team, for the university. And anytime there's an injury, when you need an MRI, when you need a cast, when you have an ankle sprain, when you have a knee injury, a surgery, a concussion, anything, you go to those medical providers because they get to put pictures up in their lobby. They get to put framed uniforms of college students or professional players. They get to have athletes walking around the office in the days of pre-COVID. But what happens if the biggest deal you can find are providers who aren't the best? When we were moving into the new stadium, we had 2 groups of providers, the University of Miami and Baptist Health, both phenomenal medical providers. We couldn't have gone wrong either way. Our team doctor, Dr. Lee Kaplan, who's been on CBS Sports HQ a couple of times. Baptist Health at that time was run by a man named Wayne Bracken, who I spent time negotiating with. They had great orthopods, great surgeons below them here in South Florida. I was negotiating with both, trying to get the most money I could after I had decided, along with consultants, that either way we went, the doctors were going to be good and they were going to do what was right for the player. What do I mean by that? When we have our doctors give physicals to players, entrance physicals, exit physicals, when we do physicals, when we're going to make a trade, I don't want a doctor who's going to do anything other than tell me exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and then let me make a choice. You can tell me when we're acquiring Henderson Alvarez of the Toronto Blue Jays that his elbow's hanging on by a string, or that Ugueth Urbina, when he's being acquired by I can't remember who we acquired Ugueth Urbina from with the Marlins. Texas Rangers. We had to trade Adrian Gonzalez to get him in 2003. You can tell me that his arm is locked up. I knew the player. We had him in Montreal. You can tell me that he's got loose bodies. You can tell me that generally you would fail him, and then I decide. What I can't have is a doctor who's afraid to talk because of money, or who I can influence because they report directly to me. I won't permit it. It's a violation of every moral and ethical strand that should be in every president's body. How come there are ACC doctors who are going public? ACC, the conference that we've talked about along with the SEC, 2 of the Power 5 who haven't said a word other than we're playing, we're in, let's go. ACC doctors are being paraded out like floats in the Thanksgiving Day parade, hung up by strings saying, yes, the players can play. It's safe to play. College football is great. They're sending letters to senators and they're going to the media saying, we need football. It's good. We're doctors. We promise. Really? Really?